Now, Tunisia's young democracy has plunged into a deep political crisis. With the army's help, the president has sacked the prime minister, dismissed the defense minister and acting minister of justice, and even suspended the parliament. Opponents say it has all the ingredients of a coup. But President Kais Saied disagrees. He says, revise your constitutional lessons.
تحدث البعض يوم أمس عن انقلاب. لا أعرف في أي كلية حقوق أو علوم قانونية درسوا كيف يكون الانقلاب بناء على الدستور. هذا تطبيق لنص الدستور، والفصل 80 من الدستور منح رئيس الجمهورية الحق في اتخاذ التدابير التي يراها لازمة في صورة وجود خطر داهم.
A series of major decisions were planned in advance because while the president was announcing his decisions, troops were being deployed on the main streets around Tunisia's capital. The soldiers surrounded the parliament after the announcement was over. Rivals have condemned the president for attacking democracy. Meanwhile, in his first statement since being sacked, dismissed Tunisian Prime Minister Hichem Meshishi has said that he will comply with the decision and accept the next prime minister chosen by the president. Supporters of President Kais Saied also poured out on the streets. Tens of thousands of people flooded to the capital city of Tunis to celebrate government's dismissal. This, in turn, triggered clashes outside the parliament, which has been ordered to remain shut for 30 days. Soldiers blockaded the assembly in Tunis, while the president's supporters hurled stones and insults. The leader of Ennahda party has staged a sit-in to protest being barred entry to the complex. The country, which is often celebrated as the success model of the Arab Spring, is once again caught in the middle of political and economic turmoil. The dramatic move by the president comes after prolonged deadlock between the president, the premier, and Ennahda chief. Even though the constitution enshrines a parliamentary democracy, it largely limits presidential powers to security and even diplomacy. As Tunisia's president takes over, the largest political party in the country has decried the move as a coup. Foreign governments around the world have voiced concerns over the shocking developments. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had a telephonic conversation with Tunisian President Kais Saied. Blinken urged him to respect democracy and human rights. The top U.S. diplomat has also called on the president to maintain open dialogue with all political actors and the Tunisian people. United Nations is also following the crisis closely. The situation is worrying to the international body. The deputy spokesperson for the Secretary General called the region very volatile and said it cannot bear to have more unrest.
We're hoping that the situation will remain calm, and we're trying to see to it that all the various parties on the ground do what they can to ensure that the situation does remain calm. Obviously, as you just noted yourself, the region is a very volatile one, and it's certainly a region that cannot bear to have more unrest than it has presently had.
Germany has shown concern over the escalating situation in Tunisia. After troops surrounded the parliament and blocked its speaker from entering, the German foreign minister has asked the Tunisian government to return to constitutional order.
We have been watching the violence and escalation closely in the last weeks, and of course, yesterday's escalation, which we are very concerned about. We think it's important now to return really quickly to the constitutional order, and we call on everyone to help guarantee compliance and the implementation of constitution.
Turkey has also voiced concern and rejected the suspension of government. The spokesman for President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Ibrahim Kalin, has tweeted, and I quote, "We reject the suspension of the democratic process and the disregard of the people's democratic will in friendly and brotherly Tunisia. We condemn initiatives that lack constitutional legitimacy and public support. We believe Tunisia's democracy will emerge stronger from this process." End of quote. Meanwhile, Russia has decided to take a step back and wait for further developments before commenting on the situation. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has said that Russia is monitoring developments in Tunisia. The sacking of Tunisia's parliament is the latest step along a bumpy road since 2010. Here is a timeline of Tunisia's rough decade of democracy.
أيها الشعب التونسي، كلامكم اليوم كلامكم الكل
لوطة قدام. Bonjour monsieur. لا يسمح بحله القرار الثابت.